I gotta admit, I find it rather funny. I find it rather funny that what the world says will free you, God in the Bible says enslaves you. And what the Bible says is freeing, the world says that enslaves you. Okay, so hear me out. So the world says, culture says now that sexuality is nothing but a spectrum. That you can have sex with whoever you want, whenever you want, however you want, no matter what your gender is, no matter what their gender is. And that's something we get to decide now. And that we don't have to deal with the consequences of any sexual actions. That we shouldn't be responsible for anything that we do. We should be able to unalive the results of our sexual actions. And if anyone tries to oppose that, they're wrong. They're trying to suppress you. They're trying to enslave you to their way. That's what the world says. And on the other hand, the Bible says that sex is a gift from the Father to husband and wife. One man, one woman joined together in holy matrimony. And sex is the gift that God gives them so that they can grow closer together, have children, and enjoy each other in a physical, tangible way. And that sex outside of marriage destroys families. It leaves children without fathers. It leads to unaliving people. It leads to emptiness and brokenness. And it's sin, which draws you further away from God. Now, I just use sex as an example. We can do this with many different things that the Bible calls sin and the world says is good. So they're both trying to get us to believe something. They're both trying to get us to buy into this way of living. God is trying, and the Bible is trying to get us to buy into the way He says and believe Him as true in God. And the world is trying to get us to buy into what they say is good and true and freeing and loving. But I'll tell you this, Titus 3 teaches us that we were once all fools and slaves to various passions and pleasures and envious living and living our life hating others and being hated. And it also teaches us that God is the one that saves. When He appeared and gave us His truth, He frees us from these things that once enslaved us because of what Jesus did on the cross. So now we're left with the question, are you going to believe the world? Or are you going to trust in Jesus?